It gets very exciting. We could even have a Baptist revival if you want to preach this. Because Moses represents the Torah. So the Torah was here. Elijah represents the Nevi'im, the prophets. And Jesus represents the Ketuvim, the writings. Peter represents the Gospels. James, the epistles. And John, the book of Revelation. So you have all 6 sections of the Bible. And how do we know that there is a purpose besides Jesus' face showing like the sun? If I could get on the roof with you, we could all look down and see Mount Nebo. We could see where Balaam was being asked by Balak to curse these Jews, don't let them get in this land. And Balaam said in Numbers 24:17, I see him. Now listen to his words. He saw the Messiah. Before the Israelis came in and occupied, he saw Jesus. And Balak says, I hired you to curse them. Why aren't you cursing them? Every time I try to curse them, I see their Messiah. He stops me. What does he look like? Star. A star shall rise out of Jacob. He looks like the star. So Jesus' face shone like the bright and morning star. So here's a man who sees Jesus 1,400 years before Jesus stood here being transfigured. Why was Moses chosen for the Torah? His face glowed.
Yep, in the presence of God.
Why did Elijah get chosen? His face also glowed. So now you have the 3 in the Old Testament in the Spirit, so to speak. It's Moses after he had died and in his resurrected state. How many can praise the Lord today that Moses couldn't get into the Promised Land by the law, but Jesus brought him in? He's here with Messiah. So why are they in the Spirit? Because the Torah is written. Why is Elijah there in the Spirit? Because the prophets are written. Why is Jesus there being transfigured? Because David's writings, Psalms, Proverbs, Job, those also have been written, and Jesus is representing them in his transfigured state. Now who are the other 3? Peter, James, John. The Gospels had not been written. The epistles have not been written. Revelation has not been written. But here are their authors on the mountain with Moses, Elijah, and Jesus. And when you read the text, there's no, Dr. Steve, I'd like for you to meet Dr. Poole. There's none of that. Everybody knew who everybody was. There's no introductions. And Peter is so stunned by seeing Moses and Elijah and Jesus in their transfigured states. He's typical. Karl said, wow, this is so terrific. Let's build churches right here now. Let's capture this for ourselves. And the Lord said, no. He even chastises him. But now I'm going to tell you why those 6 people and not 6 others. You hear from heaven, this is my beloved Son, from the Psalm. In him I am well pleased, from the prophets. Listen to him, from Deuteronomy. So God himself quotes from the writings, from the prophets, and from the Torah, authenticating the entire Old Testament. Those of you that are struggling with throwing it away, please don't throw it away. It is the gospel of Jesus Christ written as a template, as a map, as a prophecy. Yes, the New Testament makes it more clear, and we are tempted to go to Galatians and Ephesians and Philippians, but those were the writings of Jews who extracted from the Old Testament here and there. And Peter tells us as they were reading the Torah, the spirit of Messiah in them matched the messianic passage they were reading, and there was a connection, and they started writing for your benefit to make it clear to you. So God quotes from the Torah, from the prophets, from the writings, and then what is the message? All 6 portions of the Bible have to agree with one single message. What is it? Jesus is the Son of God And God is pleased with him, meaning the death, burial, and resurrection. And we all in the world should listen to Jesus. All 6 agree. You don't throw away the Old Testament. The Torah says Jesus is the Son of God. The writings say Jesus is the Son of God. The prophets say Jesus is the Son of God.
God said it.
God said it.
Yes.
So on this mountain, this great event takes place. So the church commemorates it. When you go in, you'll see one altar above the other. Why? Moses, Elijah, and Jesus are transfigured, and below are humans, Peter, James, and John. I think Bartolucci's a nice architect, but I think he's rather missed the point, because it's kind of, whoops, I have to